Dear friends, good day. The Association of Real Citizens is pleased to join with many others to strengthen respect for fundamental human rights on this anniversary of the proclamation of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Citizens of the world believe that building respect for human rights and the rule of law will help ensure the dignity to which every individual is entitled. As world citizens, we see that the world is moving toward a universal legal culture of world law as represented by the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. The Association of Real Citizens has been active in the work of the Commission on Human Rights and its secretariat, the Center for Human Rights, since they moved from New York to Geneva in 1978. The Center for Human Rights, under the leadership of its first director in Geneva, Theo van Boven, has cooperated with non-governmental organizations in exploring new avenues for the promotion of human rights. The Commission on Human Rights has been transformed into the Human Rights Council, and the Center for Human Rights has been upgraded into the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights. But in the ways of working of non-governmental organizations, there have been few changes. The Association of Real Citizens would like to share 3 advances in the promotion of human rights in which it has played an active role. The first, one of the major advances in the development of the world law of human rights has been to insist that human rights apply to all people at all times. Thus, many efforts have been made to highlight the human rights situations of persons often marginalized or neglected. Major efforts have been made to highlight the human rights situations of women, of children, of indigenous and tribal persons, of the handicapped, of migrants, and of sexual minorities. Secondly, in 1998, as the world celebrated the 5th year of the existence of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the United Nations General Assembly adopted a major resolution called the Declaration on Human Rights Defenders, officially known as the Resolution 53/144. The declaration recognizes the vital contribution of all persons defending all human rights worldwide. The resolution endows them with legal recognition and calls on states to protect them and their legitimate work. Regrettably, in the 22 years that have elapsed since the declaration was adopted, human rights defenders have been heavily victimized. Some have been threatened or coerced. Some have been imprisoned solely due to their human rights work. Some have had to flee their country, and others still have been killed. Whenever the AWC hears about human rights defenders harassed or persecuted, it writes an appeal to the government concerned, urging for an end to harassment and persecution, recalling the declaration and the formal commitments world leaders undertook in adopting it as the fitting birthday present for the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Thirdly, a major focus of the Association of Real Citizens has been the encouragement of tolerance and respect in matters relating to freedom of religion or belief. The association was active in the long efforts which led to the Declaration on the Elimination of all forms of intolerance and discrimination based on religion or belief, proclaimed by the UN General November Assembly on 25 November 1981, but prepared by working groups within the Commission on Human Rights. Manifestation of intolerance in matter of religion or belief are in evidence in many parts of the world. Religious tensions are an increasingly important factor in both internal and international conflicts. Therefore, the association has raised the issue both publicly at sessions of the Commission and in private consultations with the representatives of the governments involved. Intensified efforts are required to promote and protect the right to freedom of thought, conscience, religion, or belief. In recent years, there is an emerging taxpayers' human rights violation issue. The taxes levied directly impact people's property rights, the right to life, and other fundamental human rights. It also affects the continued existence of the family, the survival of children's growth, the stability of social and economic development. Taxpayers' human rights have become part of the international trend of acknowledging the universal applicability of human rights. European Court of Human Rights stated in the case of year 2011 that taxes cannot be used as a tool to persecute groups a government has labeled as cults. Taxation based on human rights must be implemented so that every nation can enjoy prosperity and peace. The Association of Real Citizens will continue to work in this spirit. On this day to mark the important advance for humanity represented by the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the Association of Real Citizens pledges its energies to the possibilities of human betterment. Thank you.